Busy show today before we all head to Atlantic City to see Jim Norton this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
We got Jim Norton's manager in studio, Jonathan. We're going to talk to him in a little bit. He's got to wake up, Jimmy. He's on L.A. time.
Yes, he is.
But he could tell a story, that's for sure. He's traveled the world to some very dangerous places. So we want to get into it with Jonathan. We love when he comes
Detroit?
by.
Jonathan's motto is, if they allow clits, I'm not going there.
Removed with a spade shovel.
He really is insane.
Yeah.
Also, Ian Halperin's about to enter the studio. But before that, because it's a quickie, you hear about this 8-year-old on the terrorist watch list?
Oh, yeah.
What? And they interviewed the poor little fucker.
Poor little fucker. What did he do to get on the list?
Yeah, it's true.
Little rotten kid.
Well, let's find out. It's a quickie before Ian Halperin. Ian's got some dirt on Tiger Woods. For real. So we're going to get into that and see if we can make international headlines.
Mikey's name is not on the no-fly list, but apparently it is on the larger so-called selectee list, which sets off a high level of security screening. Mikey's mother says it's happened to the boy since he was 2.
You could have seen that he was 2, and he was 3, and he was 4, and he was 5. But now it's scary because he's 8. And what happens when he's 16?
Why would a kid be a terrorist?
Why would a kid be a terrorist? That's what everybody's wondering.
Poor little kid.
But they can't figure this shit out. I know, we're like broken records. We've talked about this.
Well, I say it's the parents. I mean, if the kid has a problem at that age, that's just bad parenting. I mean, obviously he's a very bad little boy, a little 8-year-old jihadist.
I don't bring weapons on the plane because I'm not supposed to.
Who's Tony? He's the little jihadist who lives in my mouth. And when do you think maybe we should take Danny to a mosque?
Fuck.
He's reading, all jihad and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Shit. This, obviously, a little mistake. Why can't they fix that? And maybe instead of frisking this little bastard every time he goes through security, getting the guy with the exploding underwear.
Yeah.
Who was on the list.
Yeah, of course, and they did nothing with him.
Yeah.
Right?
Mikey's name is not on the no-fly list, but apparently it is on the larger so-called selectee list, which sets off a high level of security screening. Mikey's mother says it's happened to the boy since he was 2.
You could have seen that he was 2, and he was 3, and he was 4, and he was 5. But now it's scary because he's 8. And what happens when he's 16?
Why would a kid be a terrorist?
Why would a kid be a terrorist? That's what everybody's wondering.
Sounds like a very bad boy.
Is that the same clip?
That was the
Yes,
same
it was,
clip.
twice.
Yeah.
It was, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Wait, who did that?
I thought I was having deja vu.
I thought you did it on purpose. Who made that clip?
That was the same exact clip, right?
Yes.
That's weird. I don't know what to do. Unless maybe I didn't... Did we play the clip where he doesn't like being touched?
His name's Mikey. Maybe it's the Pop Rocks and soda, Mikey, and that could explode.
I hope you don't play that
I
clip.
don't know that.
Did you hear this clip?
This is the face of evil, or so you might think by the way he's questioned and patted down before he boards an airliner.
I don't like getting touched in certain spots.
Yeah, they touch you in certain spots?
Yeah, they go like that way.
He's Michael W. Hicks, an 8-year-old Cub Scout who may not look like a terrorist, but he gets the terrorist screening treatment every time he flies with his parents, because his name, apparently the same as someone else, is on the list.
All right, we didn't hear that one, right?
Michael Hicks doesn't sound like a terrorist.
No, not
to tell you the truth. Even the guy that his name is that's on the list probably shouldn't be on the list.
You know.
He's on like a no-fly bigger list. He's probably like a drunk guy, got drunk and fucking was an asshole one day.
I could see if his name was like Bill Laden.
Bill.
Just to throw us off. Just to throw us off a little bit.
Omar William Laden. Right. All right.
Al Zarqawi.
Or, says, we don't know a whole lot of them. Or little Petey Ahmadinejad.
Yeah, just one of those dumb stories. Sucks for the that family. Hey, why don't we get Ian Halperin in here? He's going to admit that he had sex with Tiger Woods, I think.
And we have audio.
And we have audio of him. What?
He had sex with Tiger Woods?
Yes,
yeah, I think so.
That's a scoop.
Yeah, here comes Ian Halperin. Ian Halperin, everyone.
There he is.
Hello.
How you doing? How you been, sir?
So it's true you had sex with Tiger Woods. Tell us about it.
Man, look, everyone is fucking calling me for the Tiger Woods story because look, I fucked up, man. A chick came with me with a tape 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I refused to do the book. Every publisher knows. They leaked it out. Still, about 3.5 weeks ago, my agent gets a call offering me almost 7 figures to fucking crash out a Tiger Woods book. I'm under contract with a publisher. I can't. You know, you can't do that. So every motherfucker has been calling me, stalking me, everyone from all the tabloids, the Inquirer, People, Us Weekly, In Touch, all of these, they've been calling me. You guys haven't called. You guys have been the nicest to me, so I'm here. I'm giving it to you guys exclusively. Fuck the rest of them.
Nice.
What?
That's very cool.
So you're under contract to do another book, so you can't just break that.
I fucked up, man. I missed the boat on this story. Seriously, I'd be on a boat with fucking 10 chicks from Montreal now, and they'd be fucking licking my toenails right now.
It's not that big a story.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about
it
it.
is.
Oh, literal Jim.
So what's the exclusive on Tiger Woods?
All right, but look, Opie, the bottom line is here. In 2002, I wrote a book. See, I do undercover shit. Mm-hmm. It won Book of the Year. I went undercover as a male model. I know it's hard to believe, but no, really. And I infiltrated the fashion industry. It was called Bad and Beautiful. So there's one chick, this model, who cooperated with me. Man, I have a rough voice. I was singing karaoke here. I just got in yesterday. I was singing karaoke till 3:30 in the morning.
You sound good.
Yeah, I'm okay. I sound like Leonard Cohen today.
Karaoke always goes
As long as you don't handle your money the way he does.
Morning.
Man, is Jill Nicolini below that table, by the way? Where is she today?
Wow, look at you. You've been keeping in touch
So,
with the show.
Bottom line is here that this chick who cooperated with me for the Bad and Beautiful, her and her manager approached me 2 years ago. They played me the tape, and I'm going to tell you the contents of the tape today.
Okay.
And I didn't think it had legs. I fucking missed the boat. Plain and simple. I fucked up.
You saw an alleged sex tape that starred Tiger Woods?
And she's peddling it right now. This is in the news. I have heard the tape before anyone else 2 years ago. The publishers know this because, look, I spoke to a few publishers. They missed the boat, too. They said, I don't think this has legs. Like, come on, man. If I would have done the book, it would have come out just about now.
Wow. Yeah.
And so this, whatever. I'm not looking back. But here, look, bottom line, Tiger's nickname, I'm telling you right now, on the sex tape, she calls him Lazy Dog.
Lazy Dog.
Lazy Dog.
Now,
the whole tape.
Why is that?
I have figure it out.
Lazy Dog.
Lazy Dog. That's Tiger's nickname.
Wow.
I would speculate that would probably be somebody that likes to just kind of kick back and let someone else do the work.
That's what I would think.
Yeah.
You know, what's your take
on this? It's also called a guy.
Yeah. Lazy Dog. If I would use that in a BDSM situation where I was getting spit in my face, being called a lazy dog, and then she'd take something that looked like a dick and pretend it was a tail and shove it in my hiney. And that's just me talking. That's my guess.
Now, I want to set the ground rules here today, because I know all the fucking journalists listening, look, this is it. This is the only fucking interview I'm doing on this. It's right here. Nobody fucking call my agent again. He's been bombarded the last month. Look, you guys didn't even call, but you guys have been the nicest to me. So I said, I'm only doing it on your show, but nobody fucking call me again. I'm working on a new book, a TV show. I have no fucking time to talk about Tiger Woods and make me weep. I missed the boat, man.
So do you think this is real? This sex tape?
100%. Because the reason why I know it's real, the voice matches Tiger's, and she's peddling it right now. That's made news.
What do you hear on the tape? Because you didn't see the tape, you heard this.
I heard the entire
alleged
tape.
Sex tape with Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I sat down with her and her manager for about an hour and a half.
Why wouldn't they show it to you? Why wouldn't they show you the video?
They only wanted to play me audio.
I would have worried you had a hidden camera or something like that. They might have been. Were they worried that you might have filmed it secretly and then fucked them?
I don't know. They didn't say that, but the ground rules were, we'll only play the audio.
Okay.
All right.
No stills or anything, huh?
He talks about his wife. He alludes to the fact, look, things weren't peachy keen with her, and keep it quiet. And he talks about snow jobs. Do you know what snow jobs are?
Like snowballing?
Is a snow job?
I think it's like a Kama Sutra position.
Oh, okay.
It's like some sexual position, snow jobbing.
I always thought it had something to do with sucking semen out. Like snowballing is when one girl takes semen and they make out.
You learned that from Clerks.
No, I didn't actually, but I mean, please, I learned that from life.
Jesus.
That's what I always thought.
She says she partied hard with him. So, Tiger...
What does party hard mean?
She said there were drugs, alcohol. He's a party animal. That's what she claimed.
So now, did she film this, or is she claiming that she filmed it secretly or covertly? Or did she film it in a way where it was held by him and his cock is just showing on his face? I always wondered, why would a guy of that, if that tape is real, why would you allow that to be shot?
She says she shot it for her insurance because she was worried that the wife might come after her if the wife found out.
That's bullshit.
Do you think she was shooting it just to blackmail him someday?
Oh, of course. Get something.
Well, she's going to cash out now.
Sure.
I mean, that tape is circulating and being pitched to all the networks.
What do you think she'll get for it?
A couple million.
$20.
Couple million?
Oh, yeah, man. Who's not going to watch that?
Wow.
Tiger Woods being called Lazy Dog.
Wow. And it was shot a couple years ago, and she was just holding on to it. I wondered, did she say that, do you think she was getting money from him? Because people said that he was paying out a lot of money.
Yeah.
Do you think she was getting money from him to kind of keep that tape quiet?
Well, for some reason, it was kept quiet. She was a reputable model a few years ago. And she used to hang out with, like, the jet set crowd, like Carla Bruni's of the world, who's married to Sarkozy now, and all these chicks who would, a lot of these chicks. She was one chick in my book who, there's a chapter. I have all these rich Arab sheiks hiring these hot supermodels to go on their boats in Arab countries. And they pay them like $50,000 for like 5 days.
Right.
A lot of these top supermodels would do that. I don't know about Jill Nicolini, how much you paid her, but seriously, like,
Pay, someone else did.
man, but, I'm just saying, chicks like that, they go on these boats, and they're hired help for a week, and they're given a suitcase of cash at the end, but they have to do everything.
Yeah.
Sexual favors, and I outlined this all in my book. She was one of those chicks. But she was smart enough to video Tiger.
Wow. Now, what's one of the most outrageous things that you hear Tiger saying or doing on this tape?
He just says he wants to do snow job over and over.
Snow job. See, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe some of your listeners do. Some of your
Now,
by the way, is that a flip camera? Then?
How fucking
man? Those are awesome. I went undercover a couple of months ago in a psychiatric institution in L.A. They thought I'm on my cell phone because those weren't popular yet a few months ago.
No, they're all over the place now.
They're so oversaturated. But I'm like this the whole time. They think I'm on my cell phone and I'm shooting the whole fucking place.
Yeah. Wow, it does look like a phone, right?
They're $200, man.
Yeah,
HD.
I want. So does she say that she sees? I mean, you could see Tiger in the sex tape because there was a lot of
voice over and over. I didn't.
No, but did she tell you could actually see Tiger?
Yes.
Because people have been trying to figure out if the tape is for real because we have been hearing about this tape
and
for
they're banging.
A month or so.
They're banging.
So there's no doubt.
Sexual sounds.
You hear it all.
And there's no doubt in her mind that she's banging Tiger Woods, and she's got it on video, and you could tell it's Tiger Woods.
Well, 100% the voice was his, unless,
right.
This was all staged with some impersonator. But no, it was him. If you listen to, I've heard Tiger Woods in other interviews, and 100% the voice was his.
And I imagine if it's true and it comes out, he'll admit that it was him, because to lie about it at this point would be even a bigger disaster public relations move. So if it's him and it comes out, he'll probably admit it.
Yeah, and he was saying shit like, I'm going to leave my wife for you. Like, I mean, this guy obviously had gift of the gab. It seemed like he would tell chicks anything to bang them.
Right.
And then renege.
We have our first definition of snow. What do you say?
Snow job.
Snow job. Okay, all right. This makes sense. Logan in Virginia.
Hey, how you doing? A snow job is a blow job with ice in your mouth.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we learned that years ago from Laura Korn, where you put some the girl puts some ice in her mouth, then she blows a little bit, then she drinks a little hot tea and goes now hot. Hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and
Actually,
cold.
they're not supposed to have the ice in their mouth when they do it.
Well, true.
They
You just
cool their mouth off and then
right.
spit the ice into a cup and then suck your dick.
Can I ask, how is that legal to? And I know certain states have different rules on that. How is it legal to tape someone without their knowledge and then sell it sexually? How the fuck are privacy advocate groups, instead of harping about walking through scanners, why are people not all over this?
Well, it's a good question, but now in a lot of the states you got to sign a release. And like in California, see, I have a problem when I film California because I go undercover all the time, but California state law does not let you shoot surreptitiously. So I got to go undercover and then go to all the subjects and explain what I did and then get them to sign a release. It's all fucked up.
What do you do if they don't sign it? You just can't use the footage.
I still use it.
Right.
And I take the legal risk.
Because then them calling you a liar might have a worse implication than actually the shit you take from using the footage.
Yeah, well, I'll go to them and I'll tell them. And I'll say, look, if you don't sign it, I'm using it anyhow. There's no fucking way. I don't care if people sue me, because I'm in Canada. They can't find me in the woods. Seriously.
Right.
By the way, Brad Pitt's been looking for me, apparently. No joke. And I'm telling you right now.
Well, you wrote the book.
Yeah, I wrote the book. He's a bit pissed off. Because, I was, said a lot of derogatory things to his partner, Jolie. Look, I'm telling Pitt right now, if he's listening to this, or if Pitt's friends are listening, because all of Pitt's friends cooperated with me. I'm gonna settle this with Pitt one-on-one. I'm gonna rent out Port Authority. I'm gonna put a boxing ring in there. I'm serious, man. I'm gonna duke it out with him the old way. If he really wants to do this mano-mano, I'm in. I want to duke it out with Pitt.
I don't see Pitt signing up for that.
Well, apparently he wants to kill me. He's so pissed off at me.
And what part?
That's what his friends
said. What part
said.
really got to him?
All the shit I was saying about him smoking pot, he didn't want that out as I mean, it's all out. I've called him a white Rastafarian in a lot of interviews I've done. Look, the guy, basically, I say, likes pussy and pot. He sits in his room all day, smoking pot, listening to reggae. You see the way he's dressed recently? He looks like a white Rasta man. He's trying to imitate Bob Marley or something, Peter Tosh, all those guys.
There has to be something legitimate to all this stuff. Otherwise, no one would publish these books. If these were like just complete falsehoods, no publisher would do it and no insurer would cover it.
Look, I back up everything I say. Look, all kidding aside, I've been doing this. I have 14 books out. They've all been bestsellers. Bottom line is, push comes to shove, I video every fucking thing. I wait for them to come after me, and then I make them look like idiots. And why isn't Pitt suing me?
Right.
Well, he says he wants to come after me, beat the crap out of me, whatever. I'm willing to duke it out with him, man. That's the line I heard from one of his friends. He said, dude, if this guy sees you, he's going to punch you in the face. I said, look, let's settle it, man. You want to go? I can handle myself. I've trained in martial arts up in Canada.
So can you show us a move?
It's a bit. I told you I was karaokeing all night, but if put it this way, if Jesse Ventura was here, I'd fucking put his head through the glass right now. He doesn't scare the shit. This guy handled Ventura. That's all over YouTube. That shit.
Yeah,
like it's one of the most popular clips circulating on YouTube.
Yeah, it did pretty well. It did pretty well.
You got like a few 100,000 hits or something.
About a
Ventura's an ass.
And then people have said, "Who's that?" Look, this small guy stands up to that idiot Ventura. That right-wing fucking motherfucking idiot.
Yeah, is he a right-winger? I would call him an extreme left-winger, actually.
He's really right-wing. He's just an act.
He's like a libertarian, but...
Yeah, he's a hard one to pin down because he's like very much agrees with you on gun control, the Second Amendment. He's a very big NRA type guy, but he's also, he's weird. He's radical in a lot of directions.
Man, I wish he was in Haiti when that whole thing exploded. I felt bad for all those people, but if he would have gone up there and exploded, I would have shed no tears.
I knew not to go.
Yeah.
The HARP project is what did it.
Yeah.
Right, is it?
Didn't you wonder what the Republicans were doing before Haiti? No, we didn't.
There were people doing work in Haiti, construction. They were CIA. I'm a SEAL, I know.
Thermite pumpkin seeds.
Thermite plantains.
Exploding bananas.
Fucking.
Let me go to Chris in Missouri. A lot of people have questions for Ian Halperin. Chris, what's up?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Hey.
Remember Ian's first interview, he talked about maybe Kurt Cobain was not a suicide, it was a murder. Can we talk about that some more, please?
No problem, dude. Look, have you read my book?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's called Love and Death. It was a New York Times bestseller, and I also wrote another book, I had a whole franchise here. I never backed down. I had a book called Who Killed Kurt Cobain, and I did 2 films based on the subject. I worked with Nick Broomfield on Kurt and Courtney, and then I did my own called The Cobain Case, which was put out by Paramount, and I released all the secret Cobain tapes in there. Courtney Love's PI showed up in my backyard, and she wanted to kill me too. Courtney Love's a crazy motherfucker. I'm probably the only guy in this room who hasn't fucked Courtney Love. But, seriously. But let me tell you something, man. The bottom line is...
Guilty. Sorry.
70 times a lethal dose of heroin found in his system. Suicide note, the handwriting didn't match Kurt's. Today, his own daughter, Frances Bean, is going after Courtney for misappropriating $40 million from the estate has just vanished.
Wow.
And Kurt's mom, Wendy, is claiming that Courtney basically looted Frances out of her money. $40 million. Has Courtney ever been on this show?
No.
Man, she's crazy. But bottom line is, Seattle police, I went to the homicide sergeant. His name was Don Cameron. I walked in there with a film crew, a satchel of files, man, huge, telling him, dude, look at my fucking files, and you're going to at least reopen this case. Courtney's PI, Tom Grant, who she hired to find Kurt after he went missing from an L.A. drug rehab center 10 days before he died. Today, this guy says 100% his own client murdered Kurt Cobain. I'm not saying that. He is. This is a top Beverly Hills PI. So until this case is at least changed from suicide to undetermined, we have a major problem here.
Will that ever happen, though?
Well, they think he's just another junkie in Seattle killing himself. And look, Kurt Cobain, he was a perfect candidate to commit suicide. He always wrote about suicide. But I think the key here is going to be Frances Bean. She's 17 now. She's woken up, smelt the coffee. She's going after her own mother. And this could develop into something in the future.
It was a thermite microphone. Shot it.
Look, it took how many years? 28 years for that Kennedy case. The guy to go behind bars.
Golf club.
That's Skakel.
Yeah,
Michael
right.
Skakel.
Michael Skakel.
Moxley,
right.
he killed.
That's right, Martha Marston.
Then how do they make it look like he shot himself?
Because, look, with that much heroin in your system,
you're not going to be moving
you'd
around
be
much.
out in a second, let alone lift a shotgun, position it, and put it in your mouth and shoot it. But it was perfectly planned. That, by the way, Kurt's fingerprints were not found on the gun. That's what the police report. 100%. I have the report in my book and in my film. No fingerprints. Dead men don't wipe their own prints.
Everybody knows there's no way Cobain could have made that shot. He wasn't even a good marksman in the Marine Corps.
Was he a Navy SEAL?
Yes, he was a marksman, Jesse. He wasn't a bad shot. That's what Oliver Stone said.
I know. How fucking stupid.
He was a marksman.
Now, you guys got to get another microphone in here. Is Conan going to join the show? What's he going to be doing?
What do you think
week?
about the late night wars, Ian?
Well, I think it's, NBC, man. They got it wrong here. Look, Leno, the world's had enough of him. I don't think Conan went to bat and hit a home run here. The ratings sucked. I think they put you guys in this position here with one guest there. You'd kick their asses in ratings. Just film it right here. Low budget TV show. Get Ventura in here with Jimmy here. It just didn't work. And he destroyed the legacy. When you go to the plate, as Seinfeld said, you gotta hit. You gotta hit. This guy didn't hit. But who wants to see Leno again? So this is.
I certainly
and Letterman, this is the greatest thing. Instead of looking at his cock history now, they're all his ratings gone through the roof. Everyone's forgotten about his sex scandal. Who knows?
I think Letterman is probably bummed about this deep down because if he has to, Leno was beating him very, very handily, and if he has to now, he has to face. Because, if you're doing well against Conan and all of a sudden fucking, the guy who was beating you comes back, it just sucks. He had 7 great months. I'm not saying Letterman's just going to automatically lose, but, Jay had great success against him.
I shouldn't be bad-mouthing these guys because, again, I can't give you details, but I'm in L.A. now working on a new TV show. And I'm working with a lot of these guys, and hey, I hope they're not listening, but they goofed, these fuckers.
What kind of show?
It's my own show, and it's all about going undercover.
Are we going to be on it?
Of course, man. You guys, look, I'm here today for
Everyone
a reason.
says, of course. They always say, of course, and then we never get the fucking phone call. We never get the plane ticket. We never get the script.
We never get a ride or anything, an email.
They all go, yeah, of course.
Well, let's do an episode. You guys got to let me hang out in your crib 24/7 for 1 week. That's the deal.
You can hang out. There's nothing going on in my place.
Oh, dude, I heard, man, publishers have told me about you, dude. You're like the rock star of the book world. No, seriously, man. They've told me about, whoa. Well, they say this guy has
he writes about some good shit.
Like crazy, man.
Yeah. I did detail my depression, my prostitute phase in my first book. Yes, I did.
No, really. But, they goofed. See, Conan, Leno, they're the Flintstones of TV. Like, it's old school, man. You got to take it, communicate with the new wave, make it multimedia oriented, not just bring up some stiff on a couch. People are bored of that. This isn't 1960 here with Jack Parr or whoever. You got to take it to the next level. And as a serious entertainer, you got to take the old school, and, it's like Charlie Parker, John Coltrane took him to another level that no one could ever imagine. And Conan wasn't doing that. And, NBC fucked up. It's a fiasco. But at the end of the day, man, Conan, how much is he going to get a payout here?
Oh, they're
millions?
Everyone's going to do well.
I would say just go to Sweden for 6 years and just chill out.
There.
He'll go to Fox or he'll go to ABC. He'll do something. Someone's going to hire Conan.
Why? With all that cash?
I know.
Like, why would you even consider going to pitching another show?
He kind of looks bad right now.
Yeah.
He looks like he's kind of a failure. Because NBC is kind of portraying it that way. So, of course, he wants to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah, he wants
smart,
to go out.
What's wrong with you?
He's got so much money. It's not even. It's like you make money from your books. You don't write them just for the money. It's like part of it is like you want to prove yourself and redo it again. And I think that's what it is with him too. It's like he's got enough money he's got fuck you money 50 times over. But it's like you don't want to be embarrassed. 7 months he's yanked. He's embarrassed.
Give us something new today in the pop world. Something that no one knows yet that might come out. What are you hearing out there? Anything good?
A lot of things. I mean, first of all, I know that Lohan's dating a friend of mine in L.A. now.
Yeah.
And he's enamored with her. And she's trying to clean up her act. It's either do or die. Has Lohan been, have you met Lohan?
We met her once at our old studio. She was waiting for something.
How hot do you think she is?
In the picture I have with her, she didn't look particularly great, but she was unmade up, and it was 8 in the morning, so it's hard to say.
If she was here today, would you fuck her if she was
without a doubt. Without a doubt, yeah.
Jimmy would do it without a bag and everything. He'd get right in there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Get right in there.
I'd dive in.
Because he tells me she's so fucking hot.
Yeah, she looked
Who's the guy?
I can't say, man, because
that ain't helping us.
He'd kill me, man.
What kind of job does he have?
Yeah.
He's an executive.
Okay.
In Hollywood.
And she's really trying to clean up, huh?
Yeah, she's trying to clean up, and she's trying to produce some TV shows behind the scenes.
That's not going to get us a headline, though. You got to give us something that people are talking about that no one has really hit on yet.
All right, Liza Minnelli.
Minnelli.
No,
she actually died 5 years ago.
How is that going to get us international?
You have to film this, though. What if there's a good still feel? I'm filming with a flip camera.
Liza Minnelli.
I'm predicting her and Liz Taylor.
Yeah.
They'll be having daisies growing on top of them within the next 12 months, both of them.
Whoa. Why is that?
Apparently,
Besides
they're both just failing. They're just on the way out, both of them.
I'm surprised about Liza Minnelli. Liz Taylor is ancient, but I'm surprised Liza Minnelli is fucking...
Everyone, I thought Liz Taylor was going like 10, 15 fucking years ago.
She's been dying of the same heart attack for 20 years. Because of Hyman Roth.
I smoked pot with Liza Minnelli. Undercover. I went undercover in her trailer. She smoked so much pot, passed me the joint. I have this. I had it on YouTube. They made me take it down. But she
likes the weed.
Yeah, she likes the weed, Liza, a lot.
How about David Guest? Was that like a cuckold situation?
You should get him on this show, Guest, and see what really went down. I think he'd be. This guy's just literally disappeared.
Yeah.
I think book David Guest here, get him to open up. I mean, this guy needs some sort of exposure.
Maybe you could start.
That was a sham. The guy's gay.
Of course.
You had Liz Smith, Michael Jackson at the wedding, best man, best woman, their maid of honor, whatever. And it was a complete sham.
Well, why was Liza marrying a guy who's gay then? Was it to cover her own stuff?
I think Liza's addicted for years and years to black men. Oh, 100%.
Really?
Oh, she likes.
All right.
She likes African American men, and she just wanted to
Can
cover
we have a
it up.
disclaimer?
No, really.
Someone get D-Boy to get us a disclaimer immediately.
Liza Minnelli. Liza Minnelli was one of Will Chamberlain's 20,000. That's
really.
Jonathan's laughing.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Liza and Wilt.
Liza and Wilt.
You know
Picture
what?
that.
The stilt.
You know what? I can't say that's not true. I mean, look, I was surprised when Mooney said that Pryor had fucked Barbara Walters, and then I thought about it, and I wasn't surprised.
Man, Barbara Walters.
Back
She
in the
likes
day.
to get laid.
Yeah.
Even today. What is she, 83 or something?
Yeah, she's
up there.
You know, she's still fucking peddling young
She
guys.
talks a little saucy on that show. She likes to talk a little saucy sometimes.
Man, you look at her mouth, you could tell she sucked so much cock in her time.
Wow.
Barbara Walters. Oh, man.
Look at that.
Never stops moving her mouth.
Really? It's not.
You know, why don't you guys focus in? Just take a shot of Barbara Walters' mouth and get a dentist in here. Because I have a friend who's a specialist dentist, a prosthodontist. And he told me he could tell right away when a chick sits on his chair how much cock the chick sucks.
Just based on her lips?
No, by her breath. If it smells like someone just cleaned the floors with bleach, we have a fun day here.
We got a picture of Barbara Walters in her mouth.
That's,
What are you seeing there, Ian?
Man, I just see a lot of wear and tear. You know, there's no doubt this chick just likes,
wow.
Just likes to have something to
tear.
suck on. I mean, she's skanky, Barbara Walters. It's all fake. You know, that whole book, I read her book, man. She admits to a few things, some infidelity in there, but if she'd really tell the true story, man, I mean, she's the Hugh Hefner of, of The View, of TV.
Yeah.
She has toy boys, I think, all over the place.
And I'm surprised to hear about Liza. That's wow.
Yeah, Google this one. Liza Minnelli, she likes it. She likes black.
So just Google Liza black cock.
She likes
How about we just do Liza?
Cock with a tan.
Let's do Liza likes and see what Google says.
What's that, John?
Liza and Lamar Odom.
Who's that?
Lamar Odom. He's the guy that married the Kardashians.
Okay.
Yeah, what's with those Kardashians? They won't date.
What do you got on them? What do you got on the Kardashians?
None of those sisters date anything, whiter than Reggie Bush, man.
That is because
they've all got jungle fever.
The father, Robert Kardashian,
the lawyer,
got OJ off the hook, and it's it's what it is.
That's it. I mean, maybe a couple of them had fixation for O.J. Simpson back in the day.
Maybe.
Let's get back to Tiger here, because this is it.
Oh.
This is the only fucking time I'm talking about Tiger Woods.
Fuck Liza?
Hey, I don't know about that, probably, but Tiger's fucked everyone.
Hold on, I gotta get my HD flip back out.
You should just leave it on.
For this massive exclusive. I'm running out of time and battery power, Jimmy.
I see.
Oh, man, those flip. I hope they're paying you to do this.
I want all this on
Are
tape.
they sponsoring you? Okay. Here we go. Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, sum it up for the HD flip so we can make it nice and easy, and I can load it up. Wait, you know what? I can load it immediately, so hold on.
All right, let's load it up.
Give me one take. Let's make believe we didn't do this.
Yeah, no problem.
And then I can load it immediately, and then
Any Canadians listening to the show today, call in right now. Say hi.
Someone, all right, I'm going to point.
And if Jill Nicolini's listening, call in, because I have a story about Nicolini that will blow your guys' mind.
Uh-oh.
I had a threesome with her, man, up in Montreal.
I remember you said that.
Yeah, I'm not kidding, man. She was going at it with my ex like there was no tomorrow.
All right.
She loves chicks.
I'm running out of battery power.
How about that?
And she looks crack.
Ready? When you hear that flip go on, I want, 90 seconds?
All right.
Here it is.
All right, everyone, I'm on the Opie and Anthony show, and I'm here today for a reason. All of the tabloids around the world, from Germany to Italy to France, they've been after me for about 4 weeks, asking me to give them the info on Tiger Woods. The reason why I'm here today is because these guys have the decency not to call me, and they've been good to me over the past year. They've had me on a couple of times. So here's the deal on Tiger Woods. In the sex tape that I heard from a top model, I heard her call Tiger repeatedly Lazy Dog. That was his nickname throughout the whole tape. I heard them talking all kinds of kinky shit, like they were going to fuck each other's brains out, and then they started doing that on the tape, and she was giving him head at one point, and also he kept demanding for snow job. And my research shows that snow job is one of the top positions. It makes the Kama Sutra look like kindergarten. And apparently it's your legs over your head and all kinds of shit like that. Look, bottom line here is Tiger Woods has been doing this not recently. It dates back to at least 2 years. And from what I hear now, he's had a chick in every town. He's like the train conductor. Every town he went to, he was banging someone else. There was definitely drugs and alcohol in the room. Based on the tape I heard, and apparently she videoed it. She's shopping it right now. I missed the boat. I admit it. Look, I always have 3 or 4 projects in the pipeline. Maybe one of them will come to fruition. This particular project, I discussed with a couple of couple of publishers I discussed it with. We didn't think it had legs. So call me a fool, trash me, whatever you want. I admit it. I missed the story. And this is exclusive to Opie and Anthony's show, New York City. What's the date today?
Today's the 15th.
January 15th, 2010. I don't want any media to keep hounding my agent. I will not talk to them about Tiger Woods anymore after today. These guys can ask me any question they have about the tape because there are more details. And that's it. This is exclusive to Opie and Anthony, New York City, January 15, 2010.
And to finalize, you have no doubt it's Tiger Woods in this tape having sex and possibly doing drugs.
Opie, 100%, man. That was Tiger Woods. Look, they talk about drugs in the tape. I don't see him doing drugs, so I can't say 100% the guy was sniffing or puffing, but there were definitely drugs in the room, and they were definitely getting it on in the room together, and it was pretty explicit, and he did allude to his wife. He said their marriage was toast. Apparently the sex he was having with her was terrible. A lot of times they'd sleep in separate rooms. He says at one point he suspected she might have another guy on the side, and he couldn't give a fuck. So look,
wait, he said he didn't care that she might have another guy on the side?
He didn't care. He said it was over. He calls her something like a Swedish bitch at one point. You know, look, the guy's a dog, man. You know, bought 2 kids. A wife, who would cheat on a wife like that? Would you bang that chick?
I would, but I would also cheat on her because I'm garbage. I can't lie.
What about Anthony here?
Doesn't matter how hot a girl
Your choice, man. Jill Nicolini or Tiger Woods' wife? Who do you take?
Look, I'm trying to apologize to Jill these days.
That's a really? Thing that might happen.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking of, a little fucking,
You miss her in the sack?
No. I was feeling.
She's hot in the sack,
I was
man.
feeling.
We share something in common
guilty.
here. We share something in common here.
Oh, let's smell each other's cocks.
I know.
I'll smell them both and do the comparison. But I'm not gay.
You know, seriously, man, isn't Jill hot?
Yeah. I never had a problem with.
Have you ever licked her toes? She has hot feet. Seriously.
Wow, really?
She's gorgeous. She's well groomed. That chick shaves her pussy. The whole deal.
Has to be.
Would you marry her?
I don't marry girls.
You don't marry them.
No.
You just fuck them.
I married one.
When was the last time you got laid, dude? Seriously.
Jesus, he does good.
Anthony fucking is nothing but he's a load machine.
Did you? Who in this room didn't get laid last night? Jeez, we're all doing well for media personalities here.
We got to get to Jonathan. Ian, you want to stick around and do radio with us?
By the way, I fucking, because Ian was giving us some great stuff. We should have had, and Opie said on the air that he didn't have much battery life. And so I'm like, why is nobody coming in here with a camera?
Right.
Why is a producer?
Because we all know Ian's full of shit. And
but there's no tape for the camera.
Yeah.
How do we not have tape for the camera here?
Well, I got enough. I got that big 3-minute piece you just did. I like that.
That's exclusive. You got that on camera, man? That's it. It's for you guys. I don't want anyone to contact me. Look, again, Lazy Dog. That's Tiger's nickname in the video.
Lazy Dog.
That'll come out, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't seem too lazy to me, man. He seems to be doing well.
He's doing very well.
Well, if he's banging all these broads, and they've said, I guess that he's all right.
All right, why don't we take a break?
Take a break. We got Branstein here to talk about his travels in Haiti.
Yeah.
Yes.
For real?
And sad situation.
Yeah.
It really is.
Definitely. Not in Haiti, but have you been to Haiti or no?
No.
Really, I'm surprised.
I was going to go.
Microphone. Is that on?
I was going to go, but I didn't. I truly was looking into going right probably February. But
this is the best time to go.
It is.
You're going to get a lot of deals.
Well, there's some incredible airline deals to Haiti right now.
Yes.
I actually checked the minute after I heard about it. The American Airlines had a deal for first class from L.A. to Port-au-Prince for $1,400.
Wow.
I thought I'll just buy it just to come to New York.
Right. That's pretty cheap.
But that's the penalty. They don't let you off the plane.
Yeah.
Next stop, Port-au-Prince. Yeah.
Wow.
No, I haven't been there yet, though, but it's a pretty sad situation.
Who's the president in Haiti?
It's Jean Préval.
Right.
René Préval.
René,
but the guy who was the president before, Aristide, to give you an idea of how bad it is, he left, and the country that he went to after Haiti was Congo. Think about that. Ooh. To go, if you're going to get exiled from a country, and the country they send you to is the Congo.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad, yeah.
Why is it, I think we should take a break and come back.
Yeah, because I really want to get into it with Jonathan. Because Jimmy has told some legendary stories about you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
And we want to get into what's going on in the front of your pants, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about.
A lot of stuff, Ian.
Boy.
Trust me, Ian, you're going to want to be around for this one.
Yes.
I want to hear
We're
this.
going to now give you an exclusive, my friend. That's what we do today. Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton, Jonathan, and Ian Halperin. Okay. And Jonathan's in the corner. Jim Norton's manager. We all know Jonathan.
Hello.
We love this fucking guy. He's completely insane.
Yeah.
How many weeks vacation you get a year from? I mean, you're your own boss, basically, right?
It's funny because I don't take that many weeks off. It's just.
But every time you have a week, you really take advantage of that week and do something pretty crazy.
Yeah, I for example, last year I went to Cambodia for 3 days. For a weekend. That was long.
Any longer than 3 days, and it just seems like you're there forever.
You know, it does, actually. It's that 19-hour flight to Bangkok.
What did you like about Cambodia?
Cambodia was nice. The jungle was interesting. I met some guys from the Khmer Rouge. That was pretty cool.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I slept in the jungle. That was neat.
This is the guy I rely on for career advice. I met some guys from the Khmer Rouge.
Are you getting? You must get all the shots.
Yeah, I have everything now.
Pretty much everything. There's not a shot you don't have.
No, I've got everything. In fact, I'm planning to go to the Ivory Coast in probably a month.
Ooh.
And so yeah, I had to just get some kind of another hepatitis, T or whatever.
Yeah, some kind of. Man, I bet that's far down. Yeah,
I've got A, B, C, and D now. It's S was the last one. Yeah,
it's the type of hepatitis you can only get if a monkey shits directly into your mouth.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were just showing Anthony and I pictures of you in Afghanistan.
Yeah, in Kabul, which is an interesting place. Anthony would like it because it's the gun capital of the world, I think.
The pictures you were showing me were fantastic. Like, everybody is just toting around AK-47s.
Yeah. If you want to see guns, and I mean a lot of guns, go there.
A lot of guns.
But he went actually recently, and as a citizen, you didn't go with the military.
I didn't go with the military. I've had clients go who, like Jim's gone before.
Well, you went to events and things like that.
In that case, I think it's more like you go in a bubble, because you go, with the U.S. military, you fly into the base. No, I flew from Dubai to Kabul on Safi Airways, which
that's the only one I fly.
Yeah, Safi Airways. It's nothing like it. You leave at 3:30 in the morning, which is pretty amazing.
Pretty scary too, I would imagine.
Yeah, seeing the people check in is like it's a combination of commandos, mercenaries, and the watch list. And there's like no women on the flight. One or two, and that's it. And usually they're like an aid worker or something. But mostly it's command guys in cargo pants and real tight shirts and or guys with that look like they're.
Well, was it a nice new DC-10?
No, it wasn't. It was a
707.
No, it was a Tupolev.
Do you know what that is?
No. It actually wasn't the Tupolev. That's the Russian plane. That's Kami Airways. That's the other airline. That's the one they said you probably don't want to fly Kami. So we flew Safi.
If you have old Aeroflot planes.
Yes.
Those might not want to be on this thing.
When you land in Kabul, the first thing you see are a line of broken Soviet helicopters, all there on the tarmac. They're just sort of like relics.
From the good old days.
Yeah, from the good old days, exactly.
I just sat next to a soldier going from Chicago to New York, and he just talked my ears off. He said this war is really called desert booty.
You know how it feels.
Desert booty. He said it's all about cash there and all about getting laid. He said everyone's fucking each other's brains out. You say there was only men on your plane, but I think if you go deeper right in there, he said all that there is to do there is to fuck.
Really? In Afghanistan?
Yeah, he said everyone's fucking each other. He said because you have the French soldiers.
You mean guys are...
Yeah, he said...
that's possible.
He said all the no, there's a lot of chicks there, man. A lot of hot chicks from France who are soldiers from all over the place. He said everyone's fucking each other's brains out. They're barely even concentrating on combat.
There are, he's not incorrect. There are a lot of hot girls there, actually. They're journalists. They work for NGOs. There's guys who, women who, work for embassies and whatnot, but it's a pretty small amount of people. I mean, if you're in the military, I don't know how you're coming in contact with those people because you're not really allowed off the base. I have a friend who's in the U.S. military who was probably about 40 minutes from where I was. I called him on the phone. I wanted to see him. For him to leave the base was incredibly difficult. He said, you could come here, but it'll take a while to get the permission. And it was a nightmare. I don't know how those guys get off the base and...
Well, a lot of it's on the base because you have all these international
not on the
delegations there.
Maybe on the one base on the what they call the ISAF. That's the International Security Assistance Force. That's the NATO
dude, he
base.
told me this is called desert booty. He said he's never got so much pussy in his whole life.
Maybe
in this war, he keeps going back and back. He said the only reason why he goes back can't get laid in his own country over there. He's cleaning up.
Tell him about your 2-hour ride into the country. He just took a 2-hour ride deep into Afghanistan.
Yeah. I went to the Panjshir Valley, which is where I might get a little esoteric here for you, but it's where Ahmed Shah Massoud is born, who's the national hero of Afghanistan. He's the guy that led the Northern Alliance. He was killed September 9th, 2001. He was killed by the guys who posed as journalists. They were really Al-Qaeda guys. I went there.
The trick camera?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They got that guy with the old trick camera.
The old trick camera routine.
The old carnation that you squeeze the little ball and the bullet goes off.
He was born in this place called the Panjshir Valley, and it's funny because when you had the little kid on who's on the terrorist watch list, and he kept saying, I'm not a tourist, terrorist, whatever. I had a situation where I met the governor of the Panjshir province. We got to go have tea with him, and I find out really basically he's a warlord. Because I asked the driver, I said, when was he elected? And he said, a while ago. I said, well, when does his term end? He goes, when he wanted to end. I went, oh, okay. I see. So you realize he's kind of a warlord. And we were sitting there with him and we were talking, and he kept saying, I'm proud that the translator was saying, I'm very proud that there's no tourists in the Panjshir. There will never be tourists in the Panjshir. I said, really? You're really proud of the fact there's no tourists here? And then he looked at me, because the guy translated it back, and then he looked at the guy, and I thought, oh, he's going to kill the interpreter now.
Yeah, there you go.
So I leave, because I realized, it suddenly hit me, he meant terrorists. Oh, shit. So, yeah, but it was an amazing thing.
So you were in a place no one goes.
Not no one. I wouldn't say.
Well, I mean,
most Americans.
Most Americans, no.
Especially Jewish Americans.
And it took 2 hours. I want to slow down the story a little bit. It took 2 hours to get there.
Yeah,
were you scared out of your fucking mind?
Yeah, tell them how you got a car.
Okay, we were really lucky. Someone had arranged for us to go there.
Sounds like luck.
It was actually someone in the Afghan government arranged for us to go there. So they sent us this ridiculous armored car, which the funny thing is when you're in Kabul, what you want to do is be low key. Mm-hmm. So, it's usually the cars that have all the crazy escorts and the guys with the guns in the back and all that. To me, that's the stupid thing to do. But so here, when we were in Kabul, we were always in low key kind of cars. Our bodyguards weren't carrying AK-47s; they were carrying, handguns. But the guys who picked us up to take us to the Panjshir, okay, they show up in this ridiculous Toyota 4Runner that is, it's like the window was 3 inches thick. There's no back window. It's just a porthole. The thing is blacked out. I thought, oh, okay, this is cool. And as we pulled out of the hotel, a car comes in front of us and another car comes behind us, and I hear a siren, and I realize, oh no, there's about 5 military guys in a Toyota flatbed truck. Toyota never thought those trucks would be used for this, I think, with the machine gun mount in the back, sort of Taliban style. But we had an armed escort in front of us and in back of us, and we were like this for 2 hours. And the funny thing was, we kept driving through the countryside to get there. People kept saluting because I think they thought someone, was important in the car.
Someone important is just.
I'm like, I feel like Zelig, I'm sort of like, look at me. This is just one of those things. But it's a 2 hour drive. You go through some. The funny thing was, when you get to the Panjshir, it looks like Aspen. I'm not kidding. It's a beautiful place, beautiful valleys, streams. There's no houses or anything. So it's sort of like Aspen maybe 50 years ago. What you do see, the only thing you see is kind of like a museum of, war museum, because there's tanks, burned out tanks everywhere from the Soviet days. Cause what the Mujahideen, what they did was they would shoot the tanks from above in these positions in the mountains. So that's the only thing you really see that are these burned out tanks. They've been stripped clean of everything they can possibly be stripped of. There's nothing left of them, just the shell. But, yeah, I wasn't that scared in the Panjshir, actually. It was more scary going into the hotel, in Kabul, and actually the week after I was there, they rocketed the hotel. That was, that's good. But it takes 25 minutes to get into the hotel. That's the thing. It has a 25-foot high steel wall, and you pass through 3 checkpoints in the street. Then when you get up to the main gate, the guy comes to the car and asks you crazy questions like, where are you from? What college did you attend? Things that, I guess they're trying to throw sort of terrorists off. So we answered the questions, and then the steel gate opens, it slides open, and you drive in, and then there's another gate in front of you. So now that gate behind you closes, so you're sort
like
of
an
trapped.
Airlock, yeah.
Yeah, then you have to get out of the car, and two guys come with mirrors. They come with this, it's like a wand that has all these lights on it. They're waving it all over the car. I'm assuming it looks for some kind of bomb. You go in a separate room where they check you out. They search you down. They search all your luggage. There's an airport screening kind of thing. So that took about, every time you went in and out of the hotel, 20, 25 minutes.
What a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess,
Why do you have a death wish?
No, I don't have a death wish.
The hotel you were in a week later was bombed. That's a death wish.
Yeah.
Did you have a problem on the way when you were driving in the fucking, when you guys got into a fender bender?
Yeah, we did actually.
Want to get into a
Jim's
fender there.
On the way,
just
have insurance.
Well, actually, the funny thing was we're driving into the Panjshir, and it gets mountainous at one point, and we're on this road, and this car slid into us, and it wasn't that big of a deal. It was sort of like you could hear his wheels spinning out, and then he just kind of bumped into us basically from the side, and I went, whoa, and then everybody, the guy goes, stay in the car, and the guy in the front seat got out and
just opened fire on the guy.
Well, that was the thing. I thought, oh boy, and then all the soldiers start running out, all the guys, the bodyguards start running out with the guns. I'm going, oh man, this is not good, and it all happened so fast, and I'm thinking, this guy, it was an accident. I mean, it didn't even occur to me, and then the person sitting next to me said, it could be the first diversion to throw them off, and I went, oh, yeah, that's maybe that is. And then you get real scared. And then, of course, they all got out, and about 20, 25 minutes passed. They make sure the guy was okay, and they let the guy go. And, that was probably the scariest moment, on that ride out to the.
You don't think about, Daniel Pearl and things like that, and getting your head.
Are you married? Are you married?
I'm married, yeah.
What does your wife think of this?
Well, this was, the funny thing was, this was 2 weeks before our wedding.
Oh, man,
that I went.
You really love this chick a lot. Let me ask you, did you know there's any synagogues out there?
There's one.
Really?
There really is one.
You went on Shabbos?
Yeah. No, there's one. And the funny thing was, there's one Jew in Kabul. There used to be 2. The funny thing about these 2 guys, they hated each other. Okay,
figures.
Yeah, like most Jews,
figures.
most Jews
hated
are the
each other.
biggest anti-Semites.
In fact, we went and we met the guy, and he said,
way to be low key, an armored vehicle and meet the one Jew in Kabul. Way to keep it under your hat.
the guy we met, the Jewish guy, he lives in the synagogue there, and when we brought up the fact, hey, what about the other guy? He goes, him. Why do you have to bring him up? Literally. I mean, they're in the place with the Taliban, the whole thing. The only two guys from the same clan, they hate each other.
How come they're not killed?
I don't know. I don't think the Taliban harassed them big time when they were in power, but they didn't kill them. And I think, I don't think they're killed because I don't think people care that much. I mean, for what it's worth, there's 28 million people in Afghanistan. There's something like 25,000 Taliban. That's it. I mean, yeah. I mean,
all the rest are upstanding citizens.
Well, I think the Jews should take over there. The two Jews should start an uprising, and let's make this a holy shrine.
No, there's only one now. That's the thing.
There's only one.
Yeah.
Did you marry a Jew, by the way?
No.
Good boy. No, seriously.
What about Castro? I want to hear the Castro story again from you.
The Castro story?
Is it? Well, I don't want to give away the punchline, but you met Fidel.
Yeah. I met him twice actually. The first time was during the film festival in Cuba.
Because that's normal. Go to Cuba for a film festival.
And then
he just says it casually, like, yeah, you've gone, right?
Yeah. The second time I went down with a bunch of, big Hollywood executives, and we met, we had lunch with him. We had this 6-hour lunch with Fidel, and it was amazing. I mean, what were we talking about Cuba earlier, I think? Or I can't remember what it was anyway. But yeah, it was an incredible. He was a fan of The Sopranos. We found out.
Who wasn't?
Exactly. Yeah. He asked if we knew the actor Gerard Depardieu, and he thought he was very funny.
Oh God!
Yeah, there's nothing like sitting around a table full of the most powerful people in Hollywood, and they're asked a question like that. Do you know the actor Gerard Depardieu? He's very funny. Everyone went, wow.
All right. Yeah,
yes,
sure.
Presidente.
Yes, Comandante.
I broke a big Castro story last year in the New York Post. I did a documentary on Cuba.
Barbara Walters, that's what it was.
And you could Google this. I said, have you ever heard how many chicks Castro slept with?
Oh, it's a lot, I'm guessing.
35,000.
35.
Google it. It's all over. You Google me and Castro, you'll see it. 35,000 chicks.
I remembered what I was going to say now earlier, which was you were talking about Barbara Walters.
Yeah.
There's a rumor about her and
Fidel?
Yeah, Fidel.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
He likes dignity.
He loved her.
Muammar Gaddafi, too, man. That guy, whenever a foreign journalist would come in, he'd bring her into the tent, entertain her, slip something in her drink, and then she'd wake up,
Barbara Walters and Oriana Fallaci. The only two.
That's right.
Who's your fucking pen pal? This is who he writes to.
Oh, General Noriega.
They write each other. He fucking writes to Noriega and he writes back.
Let me tell you how it started. I wanted to give a friend of mine a gift. I wanted to get
So Ian Noriega likes getting that pussy?
Oh, I don't know about Noriega, man. Like, geez.
I wanted to get a gift.
Facebook friends with him?
No. I wanted to get a gift for a friend of mine who's a very wealthy guy who's got everything. He has a lot of things. I thought, what can I get him that's special? And we had been talking about Panama. We had been talking about Noriega, and I said, what's happening with the guy? So I realized he's still in jail, and this is something that a lot of people don't realize. He's still in jail, and I don't know why, because he served his sentence. The sentence is over. He was sentenced to, I think it was 20 years. He did the full 20, and he's still there. He did the full 20. But the interesting thing was this. So I said, well, I'm going to take a chance. So I bought his book, and I wrote him a letter. I sent him the book, and I thought, we'll see what happens. Sure enough, he sent me the book back. He signed it. He wrote in it, those who do not learn the past,
condemned to repeat it.
Condemned to repeat it, yeah. And, General Manuel Antonio Noriega. What I found out was this. He's in Florida. He's in Miami still. He wears his uniform, I think, every day because he's technically a prisoner of war, so he's allowed to. He gets all the things, that are accorded to people under the Geneva Convention, war prisoners or whatever. He has to be called General Noriega still.
Wow.
Which must piss off the prison guards, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
General, you're ready for your meal. Yeah, but and so then anyway, I thought, well, this is so nice. And I felt bad because he had to pay for the postage for the book. So, I didn't know if he worked in the commissary or what. So I sent him back a note I sent him back a note saying, hey, listen, do I owe you money for the postage? Thank you. He wrote me back, no, don't worry about it. All is okay. So then I said, this is nice. So then I read this great book called, Panama Fever by Matthew Parker. And I said, I'm going to send it to him, see what he thinks. So I sent him the book. Then he wrote me this long note back about, see Theodore Roosevelt who took Panama, blah, blah, blah. This crazy rambling note. And then it started that way. That was how the pen pal started. So we kind of write each other back and forth. And I went to Panama last July. And it's interesting. It's a tough question. They don't like Noriega there. But then people will tell you, but things ran a little better.
Like Iraq, man. You love him or hate him. It ran with Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
So,
you mean Iraq with Saddam Hussein?
Yeah. Pete texted me. Have him tell the story about the guy he helped out of Cuba with.
Oh, that story is.
Let's hear it. Come on.
Is Pete setting you up for not a good story?
No, it's just so boring.
Okay. Well, no, you're worried you're going to get busted here. You
No.
Illegal. No, let's hear it.
No, I didn't do anything illegal.
Did you get cigars?
No, it's a long story.
You got cigars from Fidel Castro. Right?
Yeah. Oh, you want to? Okay, all right.
I'm not sure if we told this one on the.
I don't know. All right. So we all went, and we got at the end of the lunch. We're sitting there, and I see them roll out this tray. And I'm looking and I'm going, whoa, look at all the cigars. There's boxes of cigars. And the kind of cigars that he's only allowed to give out. They're made specifically for him. So if you think about people who know Cuban cigars, these are the best of the best, And they bring out this box and they roll it in and I'm like, oh man, I can't believe it. Sure enough, he gives us this box. He gives us each a box of cigars. I'm like, this is incredible. I think quick on my feet. I put him right in front of him with a pen. He signs the box. Wow. Okay. So now I've got a signed box of amazing Cuban cigars from Fidel. I come back and, David, who I work with, who Jim knows, has this big humidor in his office. And, I'm like, well, I'm going to store them in here. So I put them in there. And at the time, David was traveling quite a bit. And his assistant, Tanner, was sending him cigars everywhere he was going. So she would just take the cigars out of the box, put them in a plastic thing, and FedEx them to wherever he was going. He would smoke them like crazy. So one day I go in there to look, and I go, oh no, where's my cigars? She actually, without looking at the box, even though I'd put a note on them, saying do not touch, do not, in, big letters, whatever. She didn't pay attention. She took the cigars, she threw them in the envelope, sent them to him, he smoked them all, and she threw the box away.
That is a horror story.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah.
Were you upset?
I was going to say. She left the office that day. She was so scared.
Did you cry?
I didn't.
I think I would almost cry.
I almost did. Yeah,
it doesn't get better.
You can't get those again.
Right? You can't get.
Yeah, where are you getting
that? How are you
get
cigars from Fidel Castro with a signed fucking cigar box?
Just purely on
I think something like that is worse.
My
this is what I was going to say.
Rookie card.
Okay. A signed box just like that sold at an auction last year for. Or no, 4 years ago for $25,000. That was 4 years ago. Guess what? I can't imagine what they'd be now. And if he dies in the next year or whatever,
he's way up, right?
Think about it. Yeah.
In the garbage.
I said, did you save the box? No, I threw it away. It was just.
God.
And it wasn't that day, obviously. It wasn't recently, or it had been weeks before something she had done it.
Yeah, that was the thing. It wasn't like I could run to the garbage. By then
it was way too late.
Yeah, it was way too late.
That box is somewhere now.
Did you like Cuba?
I loved it.
The music's amazing.
Music's incredible.
The best trumpet player in the world.
And the pussy, Ian. The pussy. Let's not forget about the pussy in Cuba.
This guy probably went to the airport in a wheelchair, right? Because those chicks are hot.
A lot of pussy down there.
A lot of beautiful women in Cuba.
Yeah. The world's best trumpet player, Arturo Sandoval. Dizzy Gillespie discovered him. He's from Cuba, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
He's amazing. But when was the last time you were there?
Oh, God. It was a while ago.
Did you fuck a Cuban broad? Seriously, tell us.
No,
don't hum and haw. Did you get laid? Bottom line.
I had fun in Cuba.
There you go.
All right.
I had fun in Cuba. Cuba is an amazing country.
You wear an umbrella? or is there some Cuban kids you have there?
I don't think I have any
and
children in Cuba.
And you're a negligent dad.
Not that I'm aware of.
Fucking Ian
Right?
Earl. Hey, Jonathan.
Yeah.
You also told Jimmy and I about how when you go to some of these places, I forgot which one you were talking about. You get on some of these planes where they make stops and people get off, and and they bring livestock on the plane. If I'm not mistaken,
I was in West Africa, in the Sahara, and I flew from Timbuktu to Bamako, Mali. And the thing about it was, when I got on the plane, the first thing that you notice when you go through the airport, I had literally, you'll appreciate this, Anthony, I had a bag of knives that I had bought and from these cool Tuareg guys that I met. And so I said, okay, I go through the security thing, and they didn't have a conveyor belt to put your luggage on. It just had the thing you walk through. And the guy just motioned to me. He said, yeah, just put the bag down. And I put the bag down. I walked through it. He wands me. And he says, okay, you're fine. I said, what about the bag? And then he grabs the bag from the other side so it doesn't go through the metal detector and hands it to me. I'm like, great.
In on it.
But now I'm on the, I'm about to get on the plane. And as you're about to get on the plane, these guys come running up to you to sell you all sorts of stuff. And the best thing that I found that you can buy on the runway in Timbuktu is a 10-inch dagger that I bought. Okay, this is after the security. Yeah, this is like the gift shop. The 10-inch dagger that I bought right before I got on the airplane. So I get on the airplane, and then this woman makes a loud noise. I hear some yelling at the front, and I'm on I think it was like a Dash 8 or something, you know, the kind, it's a propeller, you know.
Yeah.
And I hear this commotion at the front, and a woman has a cage with chickens in it. And she's bringing it on, and she wants to put it in there's barely any room above you, but she wants to put it above her. And she's screaming and yelling because she doesn't want the chickens to go under the plane. And finally they let her on. And then comes a guy with a baby goat. We got on, and so we're in the air, and now I'm thinking, all right, well, the flight it's like an hour, I guess. And 10 minutes later, the guy's like, okay, we'll be landing soon. I'm like, what do you mean landing soon? What I found out was this is like a bus. It stops in 6 places before you get. Yeah. So they say takeoff and landing is the most dangerous part. So
you
I'm
thinking, deal with that 6 times.
6 times. You know, it's the only time I took a Xanax because I literally I'm okay with flying. This freaked me out. Like, okay, 6 landings and takeoffs.
Yeah, what are the odds you're going to make all of them? You know,
you know, and the first one we land at, you realize. That's dirt. There's no runway.
Yeah.
It's dirt. And I'm thinking, the security at the airport in Timbuktu is bad. What's it like in Mopti? Okay. You know, or Jenne where you're landing. Yeah,
right?
Nothing. I mean, it's a guy with a dashiki on and he's got a flashlight. You know, that's, so he's like this with the plane, you know, like waving it in, thinking, oh, that's the symbol of authority here.
You're a modern day adventurer. You're an adventurer. Those things were gone in like the early 1900s.
This guy wants to die, man.
No,
he wants to live.
No.
He's living.
I'll tell you, I went to,
Is your mother still alive?
Yeah.
Man, she must be freaking out at home.
Well, when I went to...
You must have, I don't know, you must have been ignored or something in class.
No.
Dude, seriously. What did your parents do to deserve this?
They're cool with it for the most part. The only part
he's living his life. I have respect for Jonathan.
The only part they have a hard time with is it was a place like Afghanistan or whatever. But I'll tell you this, the craziest place, totally the only time I ever did this was on a total whim, go someplace. Usually I think about it, where I want to go and, you know, what I want to do.
Do a little research and whatever, right?
On a total whim. I went to Moscow, okay? That wasn't the whim, but we had I think it was 6 days, and we were kind of I knew that 6 days would be kind of too long.
What year? Set the stage here.
2000, it might have been 2000.
All right.
And we said, what should we do? We have, I was with a buddy of mine. I said, we have like 6 days. 6 days is too long in Moscow. Let's go somewhere in the region. So we did this thing where you ever play that game when you're a kid where you put your finger on the map, you close your eyes, and you just...
did that in Great.
We did that. I went to Yerevan, Armenia. Okay? The only country where when you get there, every person you meet, it doesn't matter who they are, the first question, why are you here? Why are you here?
Oh, my God.
Every single question was like that. No one could understand why we went there. You have family here? No family.
Pointed at a map.
Why you come here? Why you come here? Why you come to Yerevan? Everybody there was asking us a question. It got to the point that I said, let's go. We left a day early. We flew back and we left, and it was a horrible snowstorm because this was in February. And I remember when we were landing, because that was the thing, you got to the airport and all the other airlines were closed. Aeroflot was still out, still flying.
That's right.
And I said, oh boy, this is not going to be good. And I was real nervous, and the guy was talking on his cell phone next to me and miraculously getting reception for most of the flight. As we landed, we're about to land, we went down, and then, you ever been on a plane when they like abort the landing?
Yeah. That's crazy.
It was horrible.
Missed approach.
Up and down.
Yeah, terrifying. And then the pilot said something like, all right, we're going to try again.
Oh, yeah.
And the word try and land is the same.
We will try this again.
We try again.
Don't you worry.
They speak in English?
Yeah, well, they do an announcement first in Russian, and then they do it in a
few languages.
Miss Airport, try again.
So you travel a lot.
Aviation language.
Hey, Ian, you didn't ask him about the Moscow pussy.
Well, no, he travels a lot. What's your monthly bill for hookers? Seriously.
I don't know. Monthly bill for hookers?
Yeah. Come on, all you guys.
No, yeah. In West Africa, let me tell you, it's great because there's some great bars where all the truckers go in West Africa who go along the Trans-African Highway, which is nice because, I mean, it's safe there, I figured. It's pretty safe to me.
I love how you just figured this out. He just figures, Jimmy.
Jonathan doesn't do anything sexual. He makes scrapbooks when he comes home, but he fucking tapes matches in giant scrapbooks.
I have these. Yeah, well, I keep a journal when I'm there, and so I tape everything into it. Like if I get a receipt from the airport, I write it in there. When I went to Vietnam, not my wife, my girlfriend at the time she needed some tampons. Could not find the kind she wanted. We looked all over the place. And she got so mad at me because the only kind they had were this awful brand called Helen Harper. And I remember I cut out it's a picture of a woman on it, this horrible looking woman. And I cut out the box so that it was flat, and I taped it in my journal. She goes, "Why are you saving that?" I said, "Because this is a good memento from Vietnam."
It's the time you were on your period and cranky.
Yeah.
Did you fuck her when she had her period? You like fucking chicks one day? Seriously.
People are getting fucking wrong. Stephen has from Bayshore. Now people are doing Ian lines. Armenian stewardesses are known for their tan labias. Really? Look it up. Look it up. Labias and Ian Halperin on Google. You'll see that. Armenian.
What did Jesse Ventura say?
Fucking Mike Paint. You didn't get into the Moscow pussy. I'm really surprised by you, Ian.
Moscow's insane.
Yeah, I was there before the wall fell down and all that, man. I was taking taxis.
I was there too before the wall fell. Yeah.
Wasn't that wild?
I was there. Yeah, it was crazy.
When Leningrad was...
I was there when it was Leningrad, yeah.
Yeah, man. I used to take taxis there. Mm-hmm. I'd give the guy a Beatles tape, a cassette. Remember
you just happen to have them?
I used to bring them because a taxi driver will take you all day for a pair of jeans. Ask him. Or a Beatles tape.
The black market, things like that. You could trade things. I went there in 1986 was the first time. When I came back in, I think it was 2000, the profound differences. I remember you could trade jeans, and then in 2000.
It was Andropov then. Who was the
No,
Gorbachev?
I'll tell you,
I was there on Gorbachev,
and that was a cum stain on his head, by the way. Google it. Really, it was a cum stain on his head.
Really, look it up on Google. Almost got it.
Garbage.
People are drinking out there today.
Did you get laid in Moscow in '86? Honestly,
no.
You did?
I didn't. No.
Well, you were a Jewish
communist
nerd.
pussy.
They wouldn't touch you. You're the only Jew.
I was probably more paranoid then.
Why?
I don't know. I'm paranoid about diseases.
That was the time of what's his name, Sharansky, and all those people making headlines. It wasn't cool for a Jew to go there, man. They weren't too kind to the
I've never really listened to that.
People want to know if you're a CIA spy.
Everyone asks me.
I've been obsessed with knowing if he's sending weapons.
You guys, a spy.
It's so funny because
CIA, a spy.
That's the problem. If you travel places in the world, because most people, have you ever seen the State Department website when they have the travel warnings?
No.
Why would we?
If you look at them, you read them, you basically won't go anywhere. And I just kind of stopped subscribing to that. So naturally, when you go travel places, people think, why are you going there? What's the real reason? hey, a lot of the times it's just to check out the music or the people. And,
you want to check out the world, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to South Africa?
No.
You got to go there.
Why, Ian?
Yeah.
What's hottest chicks, nicest
No, South Africa's nice.
No, really.
You know where I want to go is Mozambique. That's supposed to be amazing.
You know, the end of apartheid? Mandela married.
You just fuck, black chicks off the street. Just grab them.
No, really. South African black chicks are so fucking hot. I fucked with you in the 80s.
You absolutely have AIDS.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, look it up. I don't have AIDS. Google.
Google. Six umbrellas.
Yeah.
One shot. Look.
Are you that guy?
You have more shot of getting AIDS, with all due respect to her, from the pussy. You're, Jill Nicolini, man. She's been around the block. Garth Snow, all these people.
Yeah, there's gonna be a Jill update soon.
Have you ever licked her toes?
Wait,
Tell me the truth. Have you ever licked her toes?
No.
Ian's a foot guy.
Ian, are you that guy that goes to these places and you're that guy?
Not really. I'm a quiet guy.
Okay.
I have a girlfriend. I'm faithful. I have a kid. I'm not like you, man.
I
don't cheat on my wife.
Let's assume for a second you have a girlfriend or whatever. Would you go to Africa? You wouldn't think twice about
I love black women.
Really?
Oh man.
What do you like about black women?
And I like licking them out.
I know, but there's
even when they're on the rag. Seriously, it's so beautiful. Colors.
Oh boy.
It's like art. Have you look it up? African women. I know this guy loves women.
I do love women.
It's like chocolate-covered cherry.
Have you ever licked out someone when they're on the rag?
No, I've done a lot of dirty things, but I've never done that.
That's true love.
But
it smells like pennies.
Even Jim Norton, I don't think would go to like West Africa, for example.
And
mess around with hookers.
What's wrong with hookers? I don't mess around with hookers.
What's wrong with hookers?
The locals, man.
The clean girls have AIDS.
I don't have to pay like you. I know.
All right, Ian.
I don't have to pay.
You're using that shit as a tax write-off. I don't do that. I go there. And I deal with the locals.
I got a job for you.
It's called rape.
One more thing, Jonathan, that we need to know. We've all wanted to know. Ian, ask him about that bulge in the front of his pants.
We have to ask how big Jonathan's penis is.
We're not sure if it's a big ball or if he's packing some heat.
Do you got the Jewish long man syndrome? Like, how long is it?
How?
Yeah, like look, I'm playing with mine right now, right up here.
What was the line Milton Berle used to say? I'll take out just enough to
win.
To win, yeah.
Yeah, I think Bramstein's all cock.
You're packing?
I think he is.
What do you got?
Okay.
What do you got going on, Jonathan? Or is it just that you wear tight pants? We can't figure it out.
No pants that tight make a dick.
It's got to be in the song, right?
What are you saying, Ian?
Jewish men are well hung. You're one of them. Admit it.
I do okay. I'm all right.
You're getting it. Have you ever dated? Have you ever fucked one of your clients? A lot of these Hollywood
simply by managing them. Yes.
Sounds like I saw that softball lobbed over to Jimmy, man.
I've always wondered why Jimmy's not further along in his career. Now I know. He's too busy traveling the fucking world.
Have you ever fucked one of your clients, Jimmy? Line.
Where's the safest place you've been, Jonathan?
The safest place.
In this studio.
How's the pussy in the safest place?
I don't know. Safest place.
I'm joking. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
That was just a little.
Have you ever been shot at?
Oh, that's a good question. Look at you. Not talking about pussy.
No, not really. Although there was a suicide bomber when I got to Afghanistan, but that was. I mean, that was
how close were you to that?
3 blocks.
From a suicide bomber?
Yeah.
And you don't have a death wish?
It was the first hour we got there. Walking through the lobby of the hotel, and you hear boom. And I went, oh, boy, what was that? Someone turned to me and said, that was a bomb. I said, no, come on. Because at first you're like, nah,
what do you expect in Afghanistan?
20 people killed, 81 wounded. I mean, it was like,
wow.
The first hour and a half in the country. So,
wow.
Yeah.
But Jonathan, do you get scared?
Yeah, I was scared. I was scared going there, and I was scared. I wasn't scared, surprisingly, when that happened. I was more scared when the car hit us when we were driving into further in Afghanistan.
Yeah, that does seem like one of those movie moments where they get out and just spray the vehicles with machine gun fire.
Yeah, it was. I'm trying to. In West Africa, I got arrested. Well, I got detained in the train station.
Very casually.
In the train station, I got detained, and I did something really stupid, which was I had been videotaping the train. There's a train that goes from well, it starts in Niger, but then it basically goes from Bamako, Mali to Dakar, Senegal. Now, imagine the train in Schindler's List, and that looks good compared to this train, okay?
Did they hose down the cars?
Let me tell you, this car there's no lights in them. It's a 3-day journey, okay? There's nowhere to go to the bathroom. There's no lights. I mean, you see little kids jumping on and off the train as it's leaving the station, and I videoed it. I thought, this is just amazing. Look at this. So I videoed it, and then the next thing I know, this guy comes running out, and I'm like, whoa, he's yelling at me, screaming at me. He doesn't care. I mean, like, they got little kids jumping under the tracks, literally, as the train's leaving. He doesn't give a shit about that. He cares only about that I'm videotaping the train leaving. So he grabs me, and he makes me go in the office. And 2 security guards, or police, whatever they were, these guys come in, and they're yelling at me. And the stupid thing I did was, he said, finally, like, the one guy was like, okay, just erase everything you shot. And I basically didn't. What I did was I rewound it and I erased maybe 3 seconds of what I shot, and then, you know, pretended like I had erased the whole thing, because I really didn't want to erase it. And he believed me. He bought it, but I thought, oh man, I could get arrested here. Like,
speaking of trains, did you ever pull a train when you were there with like one chick and a bunch of guys?
Do you cheat on your wife?
No,
honestly.
I don't cheat on my wife. No.
Look at me, because I have a good BS detector here. Look at me right in the.
I've been married.
Look at me right in the. How long have you been married?
Since November.
Do you cheat on your wife?
No, I don't cheat on my wife. No, at least not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. You believe him?
Is she hot?
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 36.
How old are you?
42. Well, 41. Sorry, I'll be 42.
And does she bang you every night? Is she good?
No, you're gonna just whip it out and start jerking off to these stories?
I started answering the questions.
So why did you marry her, man? What, it's got to be sex.
Yeah.
What does she do? What's her background? You said she's not part of the tribe. What is she? Haitian? Where did you pick
Haitian?
her up?
Haitian? No, she's from the South.
Oh, yeah? What part? Southern people are nice, but
she's very nice.
I always say I dated a woman from Charlotte. No, from what's that place in South Carolina? That city there.
Charlotte.
Columbia.
Port-au-Prince. Beautiful.
Charleston.
She used to live in Charleston.
Charleston.
Let me tell you,
there's an expiry date on where's she from?
She used to live in Charleston, but
see, I told you, all these chicks from Charleston, is she blonde?
Yes. She's from Arkansas originally.
Exact same thing, man. They chase rich guys, and there's man, I hope you have a good lawyer. I'm telling you, tape this. I hope you have a good fucking lawyer. I've been through this drill. I dated a woman from Charleston who lived in Nassau for years.
In the Bahamas.
In the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Okay, she moved there and she did really well. But man, there's an expiry. They know how to fuck. I'll tell you that. But there's an expiry date on these chicks. I'm telling you, man, you're gonna.
Maybe it was you.
Brother to brother, man.
They couldn't
brother
take
to
it.
brother.
It was just you, Ian.
I'm from a family of Holocaust survivors, man. The Holocaust is like, you know, a picnic.
Damn, why couldn't it be 6,000,001?
No.
Jonathan, or old taffy bag, as I call him.
Yeah.
Jonathan, I've never seen him fucking hit on chicks. Never.
And Jonathan's a very powerful man in Hollywood. What's wrong with you, Ian?
I thought Jonathan was gay for a while. I really did. I didn't think you were gay at first because you were so not into, like, you weren't a pig with chicks. And I met his girlfriend and his wife. And
too busy
when's this guy going to be worldwide? He's known all over the States. He's selling out Atlantic
Good news
City.
is
That's good. But you got to hit it.
He's going to Haiti. He's going to do.
Are you
Jim's
serious?
going to Haiti. Yeah.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yes. That's where his big comedy connections are.
Haiti.
What about the UK? Because there seems to be a difference in humor there. Like guys like Lenny Henry and all those guys. I don't get it. I go to those shows in London. I sit there. Everyone's laughing but me in the place. You know.
Yeah. There's a difference, but I think, there's people in England that like Jim.
Have you performed in England?
Never. I always said no.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think the guys that do very well in England are the guilty Americans who are like, yeah, Americans are stupid. And they do that fucking whore humor shit. And I'm a pompous American, and I fucking hate Europe.
Good for you.
Why can't you get these guys, Opie and Anthony, to replace Conan? I think they're better. Like, this guy's a disaster.
Yeah, what do you got in store for us?
To replace Conan?
Yeah, why aren't you hustling? Why the fuck are you here today wasting time?
Replace Conan? What do you mean replace Conan?
Telling adventurer stories.
Replace Conan?
We gotta
replace Conan or replace...
Dude, I was at Letterman 2 years ago. I kid you not. Julianne Moore was on before these guys. I was in the audience watching these guys. And they're good on TV.
Did you wait in line?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I absolutely did. My friend's a fan of these guys from Canada.
Jonathan, what do you got in store for us? Maybe not Conan, but what do you got?
I don't know.
What's your idea for the Opie and Anthony show? How do we branch out?
I think you guys should do a TV show.
Hell fucking yeah, I think so.
I think so, too. I think so, man. You know?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm in.
Hey, Ian, your exclusive video is up on my YouTube channel, Opie Radio.
Hey, thank
the
you.
Tiger Woods sex tape exclusive.
Thank you guys for having me. You guys rock. Everyone in Canada.
Supposedly you only gave us the news and no one else,
No, I'm
right?
not talking to anyone else.
If we find out
but
you gave anyone else the news, you're done.
You
You're
have
done
my
with our
word.
program.
Just
Done.
stop
Agents,
calling.
Do you know,
Done.
the bigger
Done.
story was the fact that you wouldn't give anybody the story.
Dude, I'm a busy guy. They're calling me. What's in it for?
That seemed to be the story.
What the fuck do I need that for? You know, I said to get off my back. My agent told me this week, dude, you got to speak to someone. So I said, okay, I'm going to these guys. These guys have had me on this year. They've made my book #1 New York Times bestseller. I said, I'm going to. They weren't greedy. They weren't phoning my agent 10 times a day.
No.
You know, they're terrible journalists. I gave it to them.
I love it. I know people out there hate you, Ian, but
people hate Ian?
I have to say I love Ian Halperin.
No, I love you guys, man. These guys should be in Canada.
We are in Canada, XM Canada.
All over. 2 people listen to that. I mean, you guys got to be
You might
on
be
TV.
right, actually.
Get these guys a TV show.
Come on,
man.
Jonathan.
I'm the testimonial. I saw them on Letterman. There was a fucking crowd outside. Julianne Moore. No, they paid attention. They were all over these guys. Remember that?
A friend of
On the
mine.
side
Hey,
door,
wait a minute. I got a
people
great
with
idea.
Signs,
Yes.
chicks everywhere.
A friend of mine owns a TV station in Afghanistan.
I'm in.
I'll go there to do something. How cool is that?
Can't be any worse than XFL game day. Bring it all back around, Opie. Bring it all back around.
We got to switch chairs now because these guys want me to take a powder. Look, guys, I thank you. You have
Take a powder. Where the fuck out of
we're
here?
in the show. We're in the
Don't
show.
make it seem like you're leaving like fucking Bing Crosby leaving Carson.
You got my word.
We're all leaving at the same time,
We're all
Ian.
leaving.
We're all getting out of
we
here.
have one
Hold on,
thing.
Leave
We
one
have
at a time
one
like a
thing
bunch of hobos.
we have one thing in common for life. Jill Nicolini.
I'm trying to, be a stand-up guy.
Has anyone else in here banged Jill
Let's,
Nicolini?
All right,
Never
why
got
don't
any
we?
vibes off
We're
Joe.
gonna just wrap up. Jimmy's gonna be at the Borgata
Tonight, tomorrow, both
this
sold
weekend.
out,
We're all
yes.
going down there. I'm driving down. My car, my actual car,
Okay.
is waiting outside. I got to drive.
All right, good.
So I got to get the fuck out of here. Ian. Is that okay?
Hey, I'm cool with it, man.
Anthony will be
this
down
guy,
there. Jimmy will be down there. Jimmy, what else you promoting real fast?
My tickets for DC, or for actually Chase, it's Falls Church, Virginia, March 6th. Tickets are on sale as of 10 a.m. this morning. And Chicago area, Vernon Hills and St. Charles, March 12, 13. Tickets are also on sale as of now. You guys just go to my MySpace page for links.
Phone Mancow for Chicago. You know that guy, Mancow?
Yeah, this show doesn't get along with
You don't
Mancow.
get-
Nah, I know Cal
wow,
from before,
dude.
but
you don't like
you just,
Mancow?
you just blew it.
He's
Ian.
such
What
a
happened?
We'll never see you again.
Oh, really? The guy's the king of Chicago, man.
Is he?
No? What's
Wow, that's
wrong
a
with
title
that
of
guy?
dubious
Sausage king of
distinction.
What has he done wrong? He's anti-Obama.
no, there was just a lot of strife between the radio shows.
He's just a phony,
See, I don't
fucking
follow-
asshole piece of shit.
I live in the woods in Canada.
He's
I don't
a
follow any
phony.
of this shit. Yeah?
He is a phony.
You're better than that, Ian.
When you sit
Don't
here,
fall for that
when
fake
we,
radio
when,
shit.
when we talk and shit, it's like fucking, it's us.
Yeah, we're like
When we
you,
leave
we're
the
honest.
studio, we're just gonna fucking, we're just gonna fucking.
He's trying to bring
talk.
down Obama. I have
He's-
heard that.
Oh wow, well,
A lot
good
of people
luck.
are, Ian.
Yeah, another guy with a littler show. What's his name? Rush Limbaugh. Yeah, he's trying to do
he
the
has a
same
bigger
thing.
show than
let-
Mancow.
Oh, literal Jim.
Hey, where's Chet?
What's that?
What about Montreal,
Chip?
man? This guy should. You know, I'm from
Chip.
Montreal.
What would Chip say?
Jesus,
Are
John.
you going to get this guy in
Something
Montreal?
I knew
horrifically
you hated
unfunny.
Are you getting him in Montreal to the Just for Laughs? That's
He's
the biggest
done that
comedy
shit.
fest.
Yeah, he's
But they
done it.
headline the whole thing. Can you pull that off this year? Phone Andy Nolman.
It's a question if he wants to do it.
All right.
Yeah, I go to Canada. What am I going to say to everybody up there? Hey, guys, maybe I'm taking over or something. Nobody knows.
Chip.
Yeah.
You got anything to promote, Jonathan?
No. Jim Norton. Go see Jim
What
Norton.
dangerous place?
Jonathan's balls and dick will be appearing in the Tampa Improv.
What dangerous place are you going to next?
Côte d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast.
All right, you said that.
Yeah.
Shit, really?
Yeah.
Man,
Ian, I'm strangling
you
my
got
phone.
balls.
Abidjan, the capital of Côte d'Ivoire.
Does the wife travel with you at all?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How is it on the road with her?
Fine. Yeah, she did well. We went to Laos together. That was cool.
Does she shop a lot?
Not too bad, no.
Speaking of a louse.
Hey, wait.
What's Ian going to be up to?
Anthony, wait. You will like Afghanistan for another reason. You could go there and you could fire surface-to-air missiles. They let you do that.
See, that's something I can't find a place to do here.
You would want to do that,
close, right? But I can't do that.
I mean, you
here.
would want to do that, I'm guessing.
Yes!
I know.
Especially at a vehicle.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Ian, what are you promoting? We got to go for real.
I'm just promoting you guys, everyone, Opie and Anthony show on Sirius Radio. They got the Tiger Woods exclusive. No one call me again. I guarantee you guys, I'm only talking to you guys just today. And everyone check out Big Jim over here. He smashed Jesse Ventura. He's going to kill Atlantic City tonight and Chicago, Washington. And let's get him on the road. Let's make him into the brand name, and let's get Opie and Anthony to replace Conan. Conan's a stiff. This show rocks.
Love
Thank
Ian.
you for having me.
See you later.
Turn.